Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia. Welcome back to another episode of our Black Myth Wukong Let's Play. So they threw us back at the shrine. And that's honestly fine, because we did pick up a new recipe. 夜火杖. 10 points of fire resistance, 40 points of extra defense, 100 base attack, 3rd and 4th 蓄力 Piguant charge smash stance. Okay, so basically 3 node or 4 node max smash creates a lava explosion on the ground. The crystal that we picked up is not enough. We need 3 of them. Okay. Kinda neat, but not sure if we're gonna go with that fire build. Speaking of builds, now that we're here, we have a lot of upgrade materials. We have 9 pieces of the Void Knot that we can use to upgrade. First off, let's get our frog up to the 5th tier, which costed us 4 of the spirits, which means once we get the frog of this stage, we can upgrade it to max, and it actually will become a gold tier transformation, the only gold tier transformation in the game. So that means with 9 Void Knot, I can choose and upgrade a couple just to see if we are poisoned, slightly increase our crit rate. I am interested in getting a crit build. I mean, the Stone Father transformation just straight up give us crit rate and crit damage, which feels pretty nice. Slight increase to poison damage and poison resistance. This is Guangmo. He summons the snakes, I think. And be a pretty quick poison. There's a couple different ways we can go about a poison build. We can just use the soaking material to give ourselves self-poison anytime we want just by taking a drink. Slowly increase life by the tree transformation, which I think just makes us into a tree. And we also healed when we were a tree. Fire resistance on the Jinggang. Slight increase to poison attack. This is a scorpion. And then we do the stinger attack, which I think also gives a little AoE poison. Yeah, so there's a couple different builds I think we can go for. Another slight increase to crit rate. I think Stone Father might be the best deal here. Right person? Yeah, right person. Let's go. Alright, let's check it out. We can see the actual stat changes over here. 2% at max. That's not a lot. It was 1% at tier 1. I thought we would get a couple more points with 5 upgrades. Increase to our resistance against all things. This is the big rock leader that we fought. Gives us a defensive ability. We turn to a rock and just basically absorb a hit. Okay. Alright, I'll take 2%. We'll give it a try. Oh, our mana's low. Might as well use this and reset that. That means we have to watch out for the rocks coming back alive. And we don't have to jump down this time, so we can actually explore what's up here. Since we did commit to that jump so that we can kill that turtle creature and get the transformation. We have to make our way back to that cart with the handle where we can pull. Yeah, we did not take this path because we jumped down before. It connects. We eventually go down and go over there. It's okay. We'll fight this. This is a delayed hit. Ow. That's a lot of damage. Let's use this. Okay, there's a knockdown effect on that. Feels like the cooldown isn't short. It's gonna be based off hits. We'll see how fast it comes back. Alright, it's gonna break soon. Oh, explosion. Alright, different moveset without the shield now. We'll make our way to... Oh, right. These things. We actually need to farm for their drop. Yeah, we need a couple of those. At least 5. We can also buy some at the shrines, so if we don't get the drops, not the end of the world. There are quite a few of them, so... He came back, and there's also 2 more of those earthworms. Or fire spirit boys. We'll kill them first. Ooh, there's a chest here too. I don't think we noticed that the first time. Alright, is he gonna jump? His moveset reminds me of the monkey from the previous stage. Winged with a blade. Stands on his blade as well. I mean, not as fancy because he's just a regular guy. Drops the done for us to upgrade our stats. We didn't read his codex, so we also need to check that out. Let's see what's in the chest first. Ah, gold thread. Excellent. Okay, we'll check out that codex we're missing. Yeah, we need 3 of these apparently to get our new spear or staff. There's so many now. Hundreds of years ago, when the Celestial Troop destroyed Mount Huagua again, or burned it down, knowing that the Grand Sage is dead, many of the monkeys left the mountain, and they went to go look for other path to cultivation. So it is a monkey. No wonder why we thought it felt similar. And many thought before the Grand Stage was a sworn brother to the Bull Demon. So there was quite a few monkeys who actually went to the Mountain of Flame to see if they can join the Bull Demon instead. But at this point, the Bull Demon hated monkeys, right? Because Wukong tore up his family, attacked him, forced him to give up the fan from his wife. But despite this, he took in these monkeys. But because of the fire here in the mountain, it was quite difficult for them to kind of survive here. And there's also a bunch of local monsters who would come and, kind of pick on them. So their life is actually quite bad in the Fire Mountain. Fortunately, the soil deity here treated them quite well, gifting them food, giving them water, and they were able to survive with the aid from the soil deity. But within some time, there was a plague that erupted amongst the pack of monkeys, and they started to lose their hair. Their skin started to grow, pots and boils, and there was this big tumor that would grow on their back, and it was quite a frightful sight. And the plague spread very quickly, as many of these monkeys, now they're basically better off dead. That's how bad it is for them that are suffering from this disease. At this point, the leader of this pack, it's another Chikao. So literally the monkey, the same type of monkey. There were two of them, right? Two of them who were generals under Wukong, and the other two were Tongbi Yuanhou, which are the monkey that we see collecting those yun from the Buddha head that we've been kind of chasing away every time, and we've been picking up those yun. But the leader is basically ordering all the sick monkey to be thrown down the Cauldron Valley and let them kind of just die off to stop the spread. Now, these abandoned sick monkeys, they're, surviving at the bottom of the pit, cursing at their friends from the past, and just before they're about to die, the soil deity came with medicine to save them. After, half a week, they started to heal. Their skin started to recover, and within a couple months, the big, bump on their back erupted, and out came a pair of black wings. And the soil deity taught them how to fly, and also accepted their loyalty as they become his troops. And because they rank number 10, I guess he has 9 other troops before them, they got the name of Xing Shi, the 10th rank. And whenever they get a mission, their first mission was to clear out the camp of the rest of the monkeys above, and they mercilessly killed all those who had betrayed them before by throwing them down. Only the most skilled leaders survive, and no one knows where he escaped to. He went to Yellowbrow. So it's the same one. It's not both of them. There are 2 of them in the novel, but I'm guessing here they're talking about the same one. Now, I suspect the food and water that's passed by is diseased, as in it got poisoned by the soil deity. This was all planned to kind of, come at their last moment with medicine after they mutated, and then have them as their troop. And the first thing he tells them is to go wipe out the rest of the good monkeys who didn't get sick. That just sounds a little sus. All right, we have 9 dates. How many of the fire spirits? We have 8, so we have enough. We don't have to go out of our way and farm the rest. Now we have to deal with this immobilized cart and this interaction here where we can pull this little handle. Stop.
死便死了，只求死的结局。能挡住这鬼车，也算值得。若不能救我脱身于阴鬼之术，就走吧。
Alright, so it's not clear just by listening to this, but this whip is the horse's whip. This is the horse we've been seeing in the previous 4 chapters. If you did not do the dialogue with the horse and you pull the whip here, you will lose out on the chance to gain his transformation. But essentially, he's trapped inside this war cart right now, and the whip is the only thing that's exposed. He's telling us to stop pulling it because he knows he's gonna die in here. We can't really see him. He's swallowed inside. This is the beast that is part of the cart. He's basically saying he's accepted death. He knows he's gonna die in there. But as long as his death has meaning in that he stopped one of the carts, he's okay with it. So unless we have some way of just pulling him out safely and also, you know, stop the cart, just don't do it unless we can do that. Let's see if we can get a different dialogue when we pull again.
生者死之根，死者生之根。我是错信了那妖仙。既已好言相告，就此别过吧。
So, life, birth of life, is the root of death, and death is the root of life. This is like the reincarnation belief. And he was tricked by that evil deity, or evil immortal. We don't know who he's talking about here, but someone tricked him to come to stop this, and he's accepted his fate. Wonder if we get a repeating dialogue here?
我只求死后安宁，不愿做浑噩之鬼。走。
I just want to die peacefully, don't want to be a wandering spirit. Okay, I think we should stop pulling. It's letting us pull. Basically, say if we pull the whip out, he's gonna die, and his soul is gonna like scatter without a chance to go into the afterlife, I assume. We'll come back to him. We need to beat all the carts to unlock the hidden area of the stage. So eventually we do need to pull him out. Alright, the last shield guy gave us fits. There's a knockback on that, which is nice. A little bit of damage. Should have just parried that, actually. Ooh, the fire. Painful. Alright, if we can get a hit from behind, so it doesn't land on the shield. Oh well. It's okay. We'll just break the shield again. Alright, we're supposed to go past this door. I guess another one of those will pop out here. Well, this one has a spirit. Okay, the cooldown is actually pretty short because it's back already. Ooh, I don't want to fall down. Okay, got back up. Alright, once again, shield goes down first. And we get his spirit. Smash our shield on the ground, damage those around us, and then keep the shield on the ground as a defensive obstacle. Passive is after we take damage. So whenever we take damage for the next couple periods, we have a slight damage reduction. So very defensive transformation. Oh, the shield stays like that? Huh. Kind of fun. We might consider this. Although it doesn't really give us much stat. Slight damage reduction might not mean very much. Okay, armor upgrade material, the rarest quality one. Other one that's done. I want to say we don't need to go down. We almost fell down over here, but this is where we fought the big rock guy last time, so unless I really want that fire date, we don't have to jump down. We took the path left after crossing over. I think if we keep going... Ooh! They are so well hidden. Get us every time. Okay, we got some structures now. And we're getting pulled in. Monkey, staff, dead, alive, king. He wants everything. Wants the monkey, wants the stick. Doesn't matter if he's alive or dead. Ah, 物理云，云里雾. This is the name we mentioned last time. Protecting the temple. Another pair. They're together. It's the cloud from the fog and the fog from the cloud. Their name would... Okay. Looks like they're caster. But we're only doing damage to one of them. Interesting. Wait, we can't hit him. He blinded him. He transformed to the other one. Oh, they take turns? Whoa. Makes sense. The cloud coming out of the fog coming out of the cloud, as their name suggests. Yeah, I can smash mine on the ground better than you can. Okay, I like their mechanic more than the big heads as the pair. There should be another pair? There should be 6 of them from the original novel. Well, this is nice. Because he has multiple heads there, so there's like actually multiple laser beam that comes out. Ooh. I'm guessing those projectiles coming as he's attacking. Left a burn effect on us? 2 can play tricks. I'm pretty sure we can actually twirl and dodge that, but I get some focus points back by dodging. Ooh. They're on the field together. Who do we... Ow. We got dazed. I mean, so did this guy. Basically like a flash bang effect. Ooh, this tag team is really cool. Okay. He's almost dead. Stay. We're gonna kill you first, and then take care of your friend once he's alone. One-on-one? Just what I want. He's pretty cocky. We'll get rid of the burn and then just kill him with this. Kind of missed that blind guy. That was a neat fight. I mean, the two-head was nice. I don't like bosses where they're in the air and you can't hit them. And I also don't like bosses where they pull the camera where you struggle to see your enemy. Now, previously there was 3 ghosts that shared one body, and they wanted to earn the name of the mountain deity. So they wanted to become a mountain deity of whatever mountain they're on. Monsters, deities, you know, it's a very narrow line. If the Celestial Court acknowledge you, then you're a deity, right? You just need to be a powerful being. So they, you know, try to bribe their way to earn this title. And they found a mountain. So they're not set on any mountain. They don't care about which mountain they're going to become deity of. They just wanted to be a mountain deity. So they found a mountain where the current mountain deity is someone who's blind. Now, despite the fact that mountain deity was already blind in the eye, he had excellent hearing, and he was quite good with smoke and fire spells, and can release a lot of fog and smoke to hide, you know, in the smoke. So whenever these 3 ghosts would come challenge him, he disappears into the fog. Then one time, the 3 ghosts combined their powers to shoot out this blinding light, so thunder light, that scattered out, and it hit the current mountain deity, and the mountain deity, in pain, held his incense, so the stuff that was on his back, basically big firewood essentially on fire, and started to wave it around wildly. Now, because the 3 ghosts is quite clumsy together, they're not nimble enough to avoid the hits, and they got hit, and they see their clothes on fire. So the 3 of them abandoned the fight and started to curse out each other. Now, the fight between these 2 sides, it's always a mess to look at. And from above the cliff, they hear this laugh, and they see this red-skinned, white-haired little young man sitting there and watching their fight like watching a show. So this is Red Boy, right? Red skin, white hair. This is White Boy, a Red Boy. And the 3 ghosts and the current mountain deity of this mountain becomes quite mad of getting kind of mocked and getting used as entertainment. So they dropped their grudge and started to fight this young man. And the young man became more interested. You know, he's even more interested in watching them fight. He gets to fight. And he uses a spear and fought them a little bit. And little did he know that the 3 ghosts and the current mountain deity who's blind actually works well together, in that the mountain deity will release his fog to hide the clumsy body of the 3 ghosts, and the 3 ghosts will release lightning that will help cover the attacks of the mountain deity, as it helps blind people, but the mountain deity is already blind, so it's not affected by that attack. And using this technique, the 2 of them were able to match up with the young man for over 10 exchanges, until the young man used his Sanwei Zhenhuo, the divine fire, and seeing the divine fire, they gave up and they begged for mercy. The Red Boy at that time says, "The mountains within 600 li of here," so all the mountain ranges within 600 li, so 300 kilometer radius, "belongs to me. From today on, you guys are my subordinates, and you guys are basically going to be my generals." And from that day on, the 3 ghosts gained a new name called Yun Li Wu, so the cloud in the fog, and the blind mountain deity got the name Wu Li Yun, the fog hidden in the cloud, and they work together to serve the Red Boy. But they still have a little bit of their previous grudge, and they often would still bicker. Neat story. I don't think these were not the stories from the original novel, and I don't think they were in this form. I think their form were just like little kids, because Red Boy was a little boy in the novel at that time. But it's nice to see how the game kind of developed them into these pretty cool bosses. So how would their ability work? Do we get to be both? So first we are the mountain deity slamming the fire stick, and then we transform the other one to shoot out 3 beams of light. slightly reduce the cost of going invisible. Not sure we like that combo that much, but I do like the two characters. Any loot around here that we can pick up before we move forward? We kind of got dragged into this big space once we climb up those stairs. Looks pretty empty. I mean, the previous fight against the two heads, we also didn't really pick up any loots near the battlefield. It was just a big arena. Maybe we'll find something once we climb up here. Looks kind of like a temple, but also kind of not. Stone lions on two sides. Big bell. Big door too, huh? Guess we're knocking. We used up all our mana. I'm gonna refill it. We got new gold threads. Oh, not this. We got new gold threads, so technically we can make a few more of these. Not gonna wear this yet. If we do the 4 set and increase poison damage, I might go for it. But right now, no. Current stuff we're wearing is fine. That's the loot for the battle. Ooh, another one over there, but I don't think that one's gonna be free, is it? What are we hearing? The grunting in the background. Mana increase. There should still be a stamina increase one somewhere here. Okay. Yeah, I don't believe in free chests, but we're good here. No one ambushing us. Okay, we just gotta work our way up. These are not those Rakshas, the Earth Rakshas. Oh, these are the cow generals that we didn't fight in the beginning. There was a chaotic fight. They died before we got to them. And we picked up their codex anyways. So we actually didn't get to see their movesets, but should be pretty typical, right? Yeah, there's no entry because we already have it. He also looks like a cow, but he has no shield. But no entry, so same. It's basically just one of the cow troops with different weapons. I'm assuming the two mace, same thing. Oh, he gets an entry. Interesting. Niu Li Shi, the brute. Within the Fire Mountain, there's a village beneath the Fire Mountain where the villagers typically steam rice cakes for food. They wear very simple hemp clothing, and life is quite tough. They frequently pray for rain, right? Because it's the fire mountains. And there's a rule that any elder who lives past the age of 60 gets tributed into the mountains, right? We know the Reksha rumors of eating flesh, and they sent these tributes of old people. Xu Lao Han, so Elder Xu. Huh, interesting. So when he was young, so as he was getting older, his body was getting stronger, and his spirit was quite high, and it looked like he was going to live a long time. But despite this, on his 60th birthday, the villagers gave him a huge birthday feast and then put him on a red cloth table that is used for tribute. And then the young man's put him, held the table up high and then moved him into the stone shrine in the mountain as a tribute. He was locked in the shrine for many days. He was hungry, he was thirsty, and he's about to die. But just before he died, the doors of the stone shrine opened, and a giant figure walked in. One said, "Another old man, another old stuff." And other person said, "Still breathing. Let's go take a look." And when they got close, the elder Xu got a good look. These are two armored cow monsters, each using a pair of maces. So he got quite scared to the point where he doesn't even scream. The two monsters weren't rough with him. One passed a sack of water for him to drink, and the other gave him some crispy rice. And they told him, "Head out from this stone shrine, and there is a road in the back that's marked by bamboo sticks. Just keep going, and you'll hit the main road. From there, if you go west, you can make it to the kingdom of Jisai. And if you want to go east, you can go to the Xiliang female kingdom." Oh, this is a fan favorite. The kingdom with all girls. And Elder Xu, regained his conscience and asked them why they're not going to eat him. One, the cow monster says, "You mortals, always look down on us monsters. Even if we were going to eat people, we're not going to eat someone as old as you. Our lady has sent old mans back many times, but every time we sent one back, they get killed by you guys. So nowadays, we don't send you guys back, we just point you away so that you can move away and live elsewhere. So hurry up and eat and go." After hearing this, the two cow monsters stopped. They just basically ignored him. They just, swung their maces around and they went back on patrol in the mountain. Yep, humans. Humans and their ignorance. Guess we keep going this way. Those look like the Thunder Withers we fought earlier at Yellowbrow's place. Carry a very similar weapon. And consider the drop is called the Fire Thunder Scroll. I'm guessing they're the fire counterpart to the Thunder Wizards that we dealt with. I think we got the lower level. I think it's just a loop here. Unless we want to exit over there. There's a path here. Maybe there's something farther over here. There is a chest. Secret path or dead end? Dead end. Alright, I kind of want to clear all the lava level first and then move up to the floor level. think we might have everything in the lava. Yep, they're definitely the wizards. Okay, I think we cleared the lava. We'll take the actual path now. Vaguely hear Buddhist chants, which, depending on if Red Boy actually learned anything from Guan Yin, could be him. We also got a glimpse of his story early on when we got the Codex entry. Whoa, that's a big one. That's a big Earth Raksha. Wanted to kill the range first, but might be a mistake. When we were in chapter 1 and fighting the black bear monster, ooh, we got burned already. There's an entry when he left Guan Yin and Guan Yin told him to take the mission and then he would get his circlet removed. There was a girl and a boy who came to visit him, and he gave one of them candy. And the boy is Red Boy, because he's the boy who got captured by Guan Yin to become a disciple. And in that codex, we have the Black Wind monster, the bear, saying that your father's even dragged into this, right? Because the Red Boy wanted him to bring him with him back to the Black Wind Mountains, and he says he can't. And he says that it's a serious business and that even your father's dragged in. So I suspect what's going on is that, well, this is one of the Cow Guardians from chapter 1 as well. Well, maybe a different entry, but we got enough crit to poison him on that hit. That was nice. Got Fire Elder, just like the Thunder Elder. Legends say there was a kingdom called Duoheluo where they like to breed rhinos. And one time when the king was out hunting, he shot an arrow at a pregnant female rhino, and before she died, she gave birth. And the king thought it was quite interesting, so he kept this baby rhino and basically let it grow up in his garden. But the baby rhino remembered that he is the one who killed his mother. So he is constantly afraid of everyone in the palace. Anytime he sees them, he runs around all afraid. And because of this, there are many in the palace who purposely chase him around with a whip and just basically enjoy seeing him run around. Until one day, the young rhino's horn grew sharp and very, very, very sharp, and I guess grew to size. And at this point, he waits until those who work in the palace come chase it, and then finds the opportunity to pierce its horn through the chest of these I guess they're palace attendants. And he's thinking he's avenging the death of his mother. When the king heard about this, he hired a butcher to go kill this rhino. Now the butcher took pity on the rhino, so he got some dog blood ahead of time and spilled it on the rhino's body to pretend that he had killed the rhino, and took the rhino out of the palace. So basically snuck it out saying, I killed it. And he hid this rhino within the cows. Oh, I guess, wait, he has a rhino herd? I guess this kingdom, like, people likes to breed the rhino. So he hid this rhino within his pack of rhinos in his home. And he used very expensive grains to feed it. And they lived together for many, many years. Then one night, the butcher had a dream. And in the dream, the rhino came to him and said that, you know, my life, so this reincarnation, I have a chance to ascend to immortality and had a chance to become a monster. But because you have, gifted me life, spared me or helped me, saved me, I know I have to repay you. Tomorrow is your last day on earth as you have exhausted your, destiny and how long you're supposed to live. So I'm going to give up my chance to ascend, so my long life to ascend. I'm going to give up some of my years so that you can not die tomorrow, basically. I'm going to extend your life. I'm going to leave my horn on your desk tomorrow when you die. So, like, you will still die. Ask your wife to light up my horn. By the time it completely burns out, you'll come back to life. The next day, when he woke up, he saw the horn on his desk, but the rhino disappeared. So the rhino that he got out of the palace is long gone. And he called out to his wife and basically told her about this. And then he died. So the wife lit the horn, and the horn burned for 49 days straight until it exhausted itself. And by that time, the butcher came back to life. But from that day on, he grew a horn, and his skin turned blue. And by the time his wife had died, right, natural causes, he was still young. He stopped aging, essentially. Many years later, he went to the Raksha kingdom and became a student of the queen. Or not the queen, the princess, Wang Nu, so the daughter of the king. So he's the Iron Fan's disciple. And everyone calls him the Fire Elder. Right, we got the cow. Dudu, the Director General, Da Dudu. This is the cow Dudu. Many years ago, there was a young man who hid in his neighbor's house playing with fire, accidentally lit some of the flammable stuff in the warehouse, and he was afraid that he would get punished. So he wanted to put out the fire himself. But of course, the fire grew bigger and bigger until it not only burned down the entire storage, he also died within the fire. After he died, the neighbors went to his parents' place to ask for payment, right? Because he burned down the warehouse. So even though he died, it's his fault. So they went to his parents asking for repayment. But his parents countered by saying, you need to pay us back our son. Our son died. So the two sides argued nonstop until the 7th day after his death. And this is significant for Chinese culture because in Chinese belief, on the 7th day after you die, your spirits gets a chance to come back home to basically see your family one last time. So oftentimes when you have a Chinese funeral, at least in ancient time, nowadays, not so much, they keep the body in the house for 7 days. And during those 7 days, people will come and, pay their respect. It's like a memorial service. Obviously, the first day will be the grandest. But family members would have to take turns to guard the body for the 7 days, nonstop. So someone, even in the middle of the night, someone will have to take a turn to basically kneel in front of the body and stay watch. And on the 7th day, you do another big service to welcome the spirit back. And afterwards, after the spirits had his visit, that's when you bury. So you keep the body in the home for 7 days and then you bury it. And here they're saying on the 7th day after that young man's death, there's still no result from the bickering. And thus, 牛头马面, the cowhead and horse face deities are minor deities of the underworld who's supposed to guide spirits into the underworld. So they're having trouble bringing the spirit back because I guess the families are not done arguing about the result of the death and they can't go in to get the spirit. I mean, this part just doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but because the minor deities couldn't do it, the Doodle, the director, he's going to go down and do it himself. He's going to walk him. Basically, the spirit doesn't just get freely visit. The underworld allows it to go back home, right? That's how it's working. He's saying, I'm going to go bring him back myself. As the two of them goes to his home, They can hear from the courtyard his parents arguing with the neighbor's parents, or the neighbors, doesn't have to be the parents. And they hear the parents say, "My son was burned to death in your warehouse. Who knows if it's because you guys have some secret dealings going on there and that he, saw something he shouldn't have seen and then you guys killed him to like silence him." The neighbor says, "Our warehouse is where we store our expensive stuff. It must be your son who wanted to steal it. And therefore he snuck in and then ended up accidentally lighting a fire. And now all our stuff are burned away. Yeah, he died, but you guys gotta pay us." So the two family are still bickering, eventually fighting. And the cow director asked the young man, "Have you thought, did you think of today, right? When you went there and caused this trouble?" And he's super regretful, start to cry. And the cow director, takes pity on him, says, all right. Today's your 7th day. Having such a mess here in your home, it's, not according to custom. So his shoulders, like the cow, I guess not deity, but like the director, he's a minor deity. He works for the underworld. His shoulders started to burn. There's a fire that comes out. And then used his weapon, which is a halberd, and he cut down one of the old trees in the courtyard, burning it to a crisp. And obviously they can't see him, right? He's a spirit from the underworld. But seeing their tree just suddenly light up and burning to a crisp in front of them, and everyone snaps back thinking, oh, today's that 7th day. The spirit is back. And they get all super scared and they ran out of the courtyard. All right, we got a big dude in front of us. I thought they said Earth Rakshas didn't absorb the right energy and can't grow big. Like the Sea Rakshas. So what happened to you? Might as well do this. It actually gets a knockdown. I cannot see what he's doing, but I like fighting big clumsy bosses. They literally... they're easy to kill, to be honest. You're like a tiny ant and they're trying to hit you. And you're a very nimble tiny ant. We poisoned it to death. Yeah, I think Poison Bill has potential. We should try. Oh, another big one. These things are they the Sea Rakshas? That would make sense. They are. So they're the big ones. According to ancient texts, in the West Sea, beyond the West Sea, there was the Raksha Kingdom, the Grand Raksha Kingdom. And the Sea Rakshas resided there. They had a weird appearance. And they looked quite different than those who lived on the mainland. Then one year, there was a temple at the side of the sea that had a rumor saying that the sea monsters are causing problems. But because the temple was built within the mainland, the Raksha princess ordered those to investigate. And when she was young, she was a practitioner of Buddhism. And she had quite a powerful spell. So she sent everyone, so she will go investigate herself. She sent everyone away and wanted to take on the monster herself. So that night, the princess sat in front of the temple and was reciting scriptures until she saw giant figures kneeling outside of the door. And their head looks like a giant tumor. And they had this like slanted looking mouth. Their nose had 3 nostrils. And their eyes grew on top of there's a third eye that grew on top of their head. And the princess had never seen someone so ugly. And the sight of this scared her to, drop down to the ground, sitting on the ground. But these guys who are outside the door, they also pointed towards the princess's face and making loud noises and running far away. So basically they thought she looked ugly too, I guess, right? Because they all look that way and they're used to the way they look. And the princess have never got this treatment before. So she's quite curious and she runs out and yells to them to tell them to stay. But these monsters kept running nonstop, and she sat down and started to recite Buddhist mantras again. And because they hear this, they slowly stop running and start walking back, knowing that she has no bad intentions, and they finally get a chance to talk. And this is when the princess understood that they're sea rakshas, right? So basically they're like the same species, but because there's the big sea that divides them, the sea rakshas are on the other side of the sea, and they look very different than the regular rakshas who live on the mainland. And that's why the temple thought monsters are here. And when she heard that they just wanted to come here and cultivate and just basically learn Buddhism, get enlightenment, she took shelter. She let them take shelter, but to not scare her people, she crafted these golden gem mask, right? That's why their face looks like Buddha mask. So it's covering. So basically they're wearing a mask to cover their face so they don't scare the other Rakshas. And the Raksha king crafted them giant shields so that they can become the guard of the princess. Hundreds of years later, when the Raksha kingdom was destroyed, these sea Rakshas protected their princess to escape east, and enduring the hardship on the journey, eventually landing themselves at the foothills of the Flaming Mountain. And to better protect their princess, they even learned the ability of swallowing fire and using fire spells. And this is when their original azure color skin, so like bluish skin, turned red. And nowadays they stand in the flowing lava river, and they basically stand guard. Even though the Raksha princess no longer summons them, she still knows that these most loyal guards will stand outside her palace guarding her. And the reason why they're so loyal to her has nothing to do with her beauty, because to them, she's ugly. Do we have all the entries? We have all the entries for the mobs already. 4 more elite, 4 more bosses, and 6 more characters. A lot of story here, but not a lot of enemies. So we're very close to her palace if they're standing guard here. Alright, we'll take out another big guy and then make our way to the path again. If I just get enough crit and they get poisoned, I think we can bleed their health out. We can also use this to get a second knockdown. They are tanky. We just want to get through the shield and just keep punishing the ankle here. He can't really hit us. He doesn't even have like a stepping moveset. Okay, he's dropping down again. We have 4 nodes. He's poisoned off of that. Interesting. Ooh, he dropped a curio. I'm guessing that's a chance drop. When our health is full, greatly increase our attack. I'm not confident in keeping my health full, but I'm glad we got the curio. I assume that is a chance drop. Alright, we're gonna backtrack to the beginning of this little section to make sure we don't miss anyone. And we'll get off the lava. Now the real question is, they're all practitioners of Buddhism, right? Even the Raksha princess. Why did Buddha and them wipe them out? Or was it just because they're related to the Yaksha, and the Yaksha didn't behave, right? Because Yaksha didn't believe in Buddhism. So, like, through connections, they got wiped as well? That feels like a pretty sad fate. Yaksha and Raksha are not the same thing. technically they should be both like separate races of like Babu, or like the 8 tribes. But there are also different representations where some claims like Raksha is like the female version of Yaksha, which is just wrong, right? Because you see the big giant things. They're not female. Well, I mean, they like this Earth Raksha, they could be female, but they're not exclusively female. That's what I want to say. And the Iron Fan Princess had a dad. Like the Raksha Kingdom had a king. But they were just closely related. Like they're close species to Yaksha. And when the Yaksha resisted Buddhism, I guess they just got punished as well. That shield, like, has an effect when we hit it. I don't know what it's doing, but... dodging too early on his attacks. Unfortunate, he doesn't really hurt. I quite like the Stonefather, actually. Cooldown shorter than the big head, and we get some crit as well as crit damage. This is the palace. We're gonna end our episode here. We'll come back. We'll probably get to meet the Iron Fan Princess next time. The Fox's stepmom, and we'll see what she has to say about what's going on here, because apparently her son is doing something bad to her husband. So we'll see what the family issue is. And until then, bye.